Hi everybody and welcome back to another edition of the CYT-Crypto News. Today we're looking at some of the news stories. This is a digested version of what you get in the live show, which has lasted for about an hour, where I kind of chat to everybody on the live about the various news stories. But fundamentally the kind of charts and kind of what's happening on Binance, what's happening with them coins. It's really about kind of investing. That's what we do on the live show. But this is about news specifically. But before we go on, I want to tell you about the premium group that's going to be closing to new members at the end of this month. So on the 31st of May, we're no longer accepting new members to the premium group, and you can join the premium group listed down below. And in the premium group, you're going to get calls made nearly every day for calls, and we've made about 35 calls in May, or I've made about 35 calls in May so far, with an average gain of about 38%. And I'll just show you some of these just now. If we kind of jump over to the screen, I'll show you some of them just now. This is for the month of May, so this is kind of bang on up to date. Average gain is 39.96%. Obviously, that's been helped by Matic, which has went up 795%. If we take that out and delete the row, we've got average gain of 17%. But I called Matic, so I called it at 64. It went up to 573. We've also got Seller up 156%. We've got Zen up 41%. We have TNT, recently called that a couple of days ago, up 75%. Mithril went up 38%, called that as well. And we had Data went up 57%. So I need to update some of these prices as well. They might have gone higher since. But that's the kind of things you're looking at in the premium group. Also in the premium group as well, you're getting to join the group, which is a chat area in Telegram. So we've got about nearly 200 people in there just talking about crypto, plus intelligent chat about crypto as well. And there'll be other bonuses as well that we give, and they're going to be implementing later on. But I won't tell you what that is just now. But you can join that before the end of this month, and you'll lock in today's prices. When it comes out the end of July again, when it reopens in July, then it's going to be a new pricing structure altogether, and it's going to be higher than it is just now. So if you want to do that, that'll be fantastic. Okay, on with today's news. We'll look at kind of what's happening in the markets overall just now. So we have a market capitalization of 249 billion at the moment. Just make sure that is up to date. 249 billion with BTC dominance at 56.4%. Bitcoin price has gone up slightly to $7,930. We're trying to get back to that 8,000. We'll be looking at the BTC price as well. Winners and losers, we've got Bitcoin SV up 71%, Bitcoin Gold, Engine Coin, Digibyte, Zilliqa, Chainlink, Bitcoin Diamond, Binance Coin, all in double-digit greens. Biggest loser is Insight Chain at 15%, Solve, BitTorrent, Next, PundiX, Holo, VeChain, Newton down as well, but not by that much, to be honest, and a lot of these have had big run-ups as well. So that's where we are with regards to the top 100. Obviously, we'll look at the overall kind of number of overall cryptocurrencies. We've got 2,194 in CoinMarketCap. ShareX got 1,438% gain over the last 24 hours on 67,000 volume. We'll not take a deep dive on this. We've done that before on the live, but there you go. This is the crypto bubbles. This is what's happening over the last hour just now. So we've just seen that just now. Inside Chain down 13.2% on the hour. We have Next up 5% on the hour. Dent has gone up. Chainlink has gone up. Arc, Zilliqa, Vest, Steam is up as well. BSV. And this is over the last hour, but we're predominantly green over the last hour. When I done the live this morning, it was predominantly red. It was the other way about. But we're kind of slowly turning again. So it looks like we're turning green again for that. Okay, Bitcoin price. What's happening in Bitcoin price? $7,930 for the Bitcoin price. This is on the 4-hour chart. Still way above. Kind of crossed over on the 4-hour chart. 5,235. Still up there today at 7,930. And until that crosses back down over, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin just now. We have to be careful because it has been trading since the 19th of May. It's just been trading sideways. Generally trading sideways. So it could go either way, but I'm bullish on it and I think it's going to go up the way. If we can get over $8,400, I think we're going to go up and meet that 11,000 kind of mark that I was talking about earlier on in the week. So I do think we're going up to $11,000 for Bitcoin, but it's not going to happen overnight. But it'd be good if it did, but I don't think it will. Okay, on to the news. Circle lays off 30 employees amid regulatory concerns. Most of the staff were based in a Boston office. So Boston headquartered crypto startup Circle has laid off 30 employees, 10% of his workforce, due to regulatory uncertainties, CoinDesk reported on May the 21st. Confirming this move, a spokesperson of the company told the publication, "We made these changes in response to new market conditions, most importantly, an increasingly restrictive regulatory climate in the United States." Been saying this for a while. United States need to let go of the grip. We still need regulation in here, but US needs to let go of the grip, or they're just going to get fast left behind. And what they fear the most, kind of China, kind of Asian, and other countries are going to way overtake kind of United States with regards to cryptocurrencies. So they need to let go of that grip. But this is what Circle is saying due to the layoffs. So it's not that big a deal, to be honest. If a kind of stock market company was laying off people, they'd see that as a good thing because they're obviously saving on costs as well. So it's not that big of a deal, but it's just a kind of sign of the times as well. Matic, we've seen an extraordinary rise in Matic, about 800%, probably more than that on Matic over the last few days. But they have now got the kind of V label from Binance. So they got that a couple of days ago actually, but Matic Network joins Binance Info's Transparency Initiative and will share project related info, and that's what the V label is all about. It's just to say they're going to update the project, and they're going to be transparent and open and honest about kind of project and just kind of post more details on that as well. So Matic Network has officially joined Binance's Info's Transparency Initiative by sharing project-related information, such as news and progress reports on Binance Info, and Matic is contributing to keeping the community informed. So, good thing for Matic. I still think we've got a way to go for Matic as well. Good long-term future for Matic. $71 million. Galaxy Digital sells its stake in EOS blockchain maker Block.One. So Galaxy Digital, the crypto merchant bank founded by former hedge fund manager Mike Novogratz, has received $71.2 million after selling its shares in Block.One, the maker of the EOS blockchain. So Galaxy Digital said in an announcement on May the 21st they closed the transaction on Monday after a tender offer for its position in Block.One was made on April the 18th, and the firm claims it made 123% return on the realised investment and followed the transaction. Following the transaction, its remaining shares in Block.One will no longer maintain a material investment position. So Mike Novogratz and the kind of company making a lot of money from this as well. But is that significant? Is it really a big deal for EOS? Obviously for Mike Novogratz is. I don't think it is, but we can wait and see what transpires from that as well. Two Chinese traders accused of illegally collecting $56 million worth in Bitcoin for a loan scheme. So two Bitcoin over-the-counter market makers in China have been accused of illegally collecting Bitcoin worth $56 million from more than 100 OTC traders as part of a loan scheme. According to a report from state-owned newspaper BJ News, on Wednesday a group of 20 OTC traders in China filed a complaint to police in the city of Hangzhou in mid-April, alleging the two individuals, Yi Zhao and Xing Li, had lured traders with the promise of interest on the Bitcoin deposits. So they've now been kind of arrested, and there's legal implications here as well. The case highlights the somewhat grey area of OTC trading and financial loans based on cryptocurrencies. So there's a lot of this kind of happening, a lot of it kind of going on, I would imagine, kind of on a smaller basis, just because it's such a large amount that this has come to light. But I would imagine that's happening on kind of a lot of places on a smaller basis. Bitcoin went from 8,000 to 10,000 in 11 days in 2017. Could it happen again? So down here there's a tweet from the Rhythm Trader. The last bull market, this is how fast Bitcoin moved. 8,000 to 10,000 in 11 days. 10,000 to 12,000 in 7 days. 12,000 to 14,000 one day. 14,000 to 16,000 in 1 day. 16 to 18 in 8 days. Now consider the fundamentals today versus 2017. And it goes on to say, I've never been more bullish. So the fundamentals back in 2017, hardly any fundamentals existed for a lot of the projects. Now they do. There's actual use cases getting used and making real world kind of use cases for the kind of blockchain and what they're doing with the projects as well. Fundamentally, it's a total shift from 2017. So I don't see why we're not going to go way over kind of the all-time high very, very soon. I'll post all these links for you as well. There's more to this as well, talking about Tom Lee as well from Fundstrat. I think it's quite interesting. Bitcoin creator Craig S. Wright granted US copyright registration for Bitcoin white paper and code. He's just been granted kind of white papers for this, or the registrations of the white papers. That's all it is. He's just been granted the registrations for it. So it's like he's been granted the receipt of kind of printed white papers for copyright. That's all he's been done. So it's not saying he's got the copyright on that, because he would have to prove that he is Satoshi Nakamoto. Don't believe him. So still, Craig the Fake is doing this again. It's an ego thing, but it's made the headlines again, and Bitcoin SB kind of went up on the back of it as well. Crypto exchange Cobinhood files for bankruptcy in alleged exit scam. So Cobinhood, a well-known Taiwanese cryptocurrency exchange, allegedly pulled an exit scam after filing for bankruptcy. The exchange's associated company Dexon Foundation and its DXN token raised $3.5 million last month. The company is currently in the process of laying off employees and restructuring. So need to wait and see what happens with that. There's another kind of exchange that's going for bankruptcy. We've seen it with Cryptopia last week as well. So I think the smaller exchanges are going to really struggle here. So just be careful when you're trading on smaller exchanges. Be very, very careful. Binance hints at impending margin feature could boost crypto rally. So there was a kind of drop on Twitter, just saying 2.0 coming. Everybody's thinking, myself included, think that's with regards to margin trading. If you think about the margin trading on BitMEX, how much they're making on BitMEX, but if you think of that with a degree of trust, an element of trust associated with it as well, BitMEX has no trust associated with it at all. Nobody likes BitMEX, but it's just the biggest player out there and it's got the highest liquidity. That's why people use it, but nobody likes using kind of BitMEX because of the trust factor and the wicks they have, the peaks and troughs they have, that seem to come from nowhere. That just liquidates a lot of people. It's going to be different with Binance. And that's why I think Binance is going to be a $100 coin very, very soon. Definitely before the end of this year. That's going to be a $100 coin and probably more than that, to be honest. Ron Paul, the US dollar is in a bubble. Bitcoin is an alternative. So this is Ron Paul, the former US presidential candidate and congressman. Ron Paul is a regular critic of the United States Federal Reserve and the country's economic policy. So he's very big on kind of Bitcoin being kind of a backup for the likes of the Federal Reserve and kind of US dollar. That's not going to happen with the government, I would imagine, but Ron Paul is kind of suggesting this. And he kind of put a tweet out saying a wealthy person gives you $10,000. You get to choose in which form you'll accept the gift, but there's a catch. You must keep the gift in the form that you choose for 10 years. 50% chose Bitcoin. 37% chose gold. 2% said Federal Reserve notes. And 11% US 10-year Treasury bonds. So he goes on to say Bitcoin is the alternative. And I think that's it for the news today. I believe it is. Yep. I was just talking about, I was looking at the Harmony kind of project. Harmony project is coming out as well on the 27th. And you'll be able to get your lottery tickets if you've got more than, I think it's 50 BNB. I said on the live it was 100 BNB, but I think it's 50 BNB on average. So if you want to do it over the week, you need to have 350 BNB tokens. Or 50 BNB tokens staked or just held for 7 days on Binance if you want to get in on the Harmony for one lottery ticket. So I'll definitely recommend that. I've seen the kind of what Harmony are doing. I was reading this article this morning again, just reading up more on it. And I think it's going to be a big IEO coming out on Binance very, very soon. So that's out next week. So looking forward to that. One last look at BTC before we go, $7,930. And that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate you. And remember, join the premium group if you've not done so already. It's going to be closing down to new members on May the 31st. And hit that like button as well. It'd be fantastic if you've done that and get the notifications as well. Thank you for all your support and help. And I wish you a very good day and speak to you next time. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.